Hello and welcome to I'm Grandma Mimsy, and I am doing a tutorial on some plates that had issues. Someone in one of the lives had questions, so I'll explain here. Is what the images kind of sort of look like. I didn't really work on those super well to have them be, how do I put this, precise. I just put them to give you guys the image, the ideas of the image to do the picture and start off with. So I'm going to move this out of the way really quick, and I'm going to give like basic tutorial for beginners kind of situation. So if you've been with me or Maniology for a while and you know this, some of this might be repetitive to you. There might be some ideas in there that could help you along your stamping journey. So I hope you stick around, but if you don't, I understand. So this is one of the most recent Maniology silicone mats. They have various sizes of the Lotus map. I think that Lotus mats. Words are hard. This came in one of the monthly subscription box a while back. Fairly recently, I think it is. So it might be available on the website. But it does have this measuring at the bottom. And I did do a video on this before because someone asked, what do you use that? Well, you're gonna, let's move this here so you can be in the eye line of things. You're gonna take like a piece of tape or something that you can work with. Tape or dental floss, fishing line, something that you can utilize to, I don't have my scissors. Do I have my scissors handy? No, not the ones I was looking for. Okay, we'll try and do this ever so carefully because these are rounded and they might not prove to be the best. Okay, so trim that just a smidge. And be careful, these ones are very sharp. So now I have, because I know how much real estate. So if you have this pad, yikes, as I say, be careful, and then I jab myself. Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. This is how big my nail is. And to be honest, that's, you know, that's pushing it. So now you can put this in, you know, fold it in half. And now you know where your center line is. So now you can cut this or leave it the way you want and stick that on you, such as so. Now you know where your center line is right there. You could, you know, if you can follow it, you might not be able to see the fold, but there's your center line. You could put something on that to mark it, fold it over into some tape so that it's kind of like something you have all the time. But there's that. So that being said, and I did that because a lot of these ones on both these plates do have the imagery to line it up, and it might not be as simple as in the trying of. So I'm going to start with this one. And they were having issues with stamping and getting the images to fully pick up. That there were other issues with bubbles or parts of it not, I'm not fully understanding what the difficulties were. And they're in another time zone where it was fairly late for them, so my option to say, you know, go click on a thing and find me on the social medias and share your comment, and then my reasoning was that so that we could chat, so I could understand what they had done, what they had not done, kind of troubleshoot the process of things. So I'm going to go from, like I said, bare bones, brilliantly basic. You just got your first stuff, or you have stuff and you got a small collection of it because, well, you haven't figured out how to make it work. And you know, you feel like you're spending all this money and you're getting no results. So this is how you get results. And let's see. when you first get your initial shipment and or anything along the way, this part comes undone, and there's a cover that goes. Mine never seemed to stick around long enough to. I use them so much and so often, the covers get put in a box and I get lost with that. So find you some paper. This is the 3x5 cardstock. You could use any kind of paper. I like this one because of the thickness of it and the size of it. So yeah, I buy those in bulk. And then I use them to illustrate things on. I have been using computers for more than 50 years. It's, I get the technology of stuff, but at this point, I really don't feel like having to work that hard to learn new things in the technology to make it all be fancy. I mean, no offense, but there's a lot of other channels that do that. If that's what you want and you like them, by all means enjoy their channel. I do, but at the same time, that's just way too much work for me. I want basic, I want simple and easy. I'm not into that, fluff and stuff, and, hey, marshmallows are good for fluff, but outside of that, I'm just sharing. Anyway, so I don't know if you can see. Let's see if I can zoom in without messing things up too much. See this technology stuff? Okay. How this is on here, how it's laying flat. You can see that there's like a tiny little, indentation circle of things. So that's where the paper and the pad have. Now can we zoom it back out? No, that's going in. Good grief, this stuff is cuckoo nuts. Okay, so you are going to want to put this on paper and just let it sit for a couple of days. As you walk by, flip it over, and it then gets more contact in more places. Flip it over again. In a few hours, you will start to notice as you walk by. Now, that's kind of getting the oils out because of the machinery, of the process, of how they use the chemicals. I don't understand past this, other than to leave it on the paper, and the extra oils that are no longer needed will go onto the paper, and that's supposed to help. I have, as Maniology has shared, that straight out of the box, you should be able to use your products. You got to take off the protective coatings, but outside of that, there you go. So you can, and what I initially did, what comes in the little paper, because every now and then you'll get it. I don't need it anymore, but there you go. There's a little fold out, or something I read, I don't remember exactly where, but it did say that you take this out and you wash this with just a dollop, tiny little microscopic amount, just enough to get suds and bubbles, and you wash this under cool water, and then you set it someplace that is non-linty to allow it to dry. You could kind of do that if you really needed to. You didn't have anything, just leave it, and then put something to catch the wetness underneath. So as soon as this is dry, and it won't take very long, especially if you have something to dry it with that is non-linty, so like a really good paper towel or a napkin that won't come apart. The cotton swabs, don't recommend those. Don't like those. They leave those little hair thingies that get everywhere. I have a dog. I have enough hair to worry about. So anyway, so you clean this and you're good to go. Put it back. It just kind of goes in. There's a groove. And see, someone suggested, because they were falling out and having issues, that there's a ledge right there. You could use, I use nail polish, but someone said you could use hot glue. I don't know. Hot glue and plastic, to me, I'm scarred to do that, and, heaven forbid I might mess it up worse. So there you go. Put something in there, sticky, that will stick to the plastic, then creates another barrier to keep this from popping out. So that solves that problem, because this doesn't have anything to keep it from doing that. But there you go. Okay, so you've cleaned your stamper, you have received your plate, and I'm going to show you that even though I cleaned this off really, really well after using it, you can, I don't know that it translates, but I can see there's still polish And a lot of times, even though you clean it, you might not get it all. So here's a newbie thing that, in case you're not aware, if you are, you've taken off the blue film, it comes with a blue film, you must remove that. I know that sounds kind of like, duh. Some people didn't understand. So we're going to be kind and go, you need to remove the blue film. Now, if you have something to pump your nail polish remover with, and I recommend that because not having to open the bottle back and forth is going to get old. So get you something to pump. Get you a glass one off of some retailer place that you like to shop. Or get you one that, you can just refill. But there you go. So at this point, if you put the bottle rim to the stem, it will help you pour better. So you're not making a mess. I made a mess only because I was trying to illustrate how not to make a mess. Isn't that the way it always goes? Do not ever, never, polish remover does not go on this. This is tape. This is sticky stamper station pages that have the stickiness on the back. This is hand washing with soap and water. This does not get alcohol or acetone of any kind. Nope. This, acetone only, 100% acetone, and you can use, see how that's picking up more? Yeah, you want to pour a little extra. Now, for those of you that have the cotton swabs that like those will absorb a lot, so you don't have to do the thing. I don't like those at all. I've tried all the rounds, all the round poofies, the round flats, everything, you name it, that is out there, and those don't work for me. I like these ones. These ones clean much better. Only problem is the grabby thingies don't hold them, so they need a new design for the grabby things. So that's the other problem, is that those grooves can get polish that you might not be aware of that's still there, and that could be getting in the way of your ability to pick up clean lines and all that fun stuff, because it could very well be picking up or getting in the way of. Next, you really want to, and you can tell how much I have used this, I have cleaned it and used it so much that the design is coming off. You want to make sure your edge, this flat edge here that you are scraping with, cannot have polish buildup, because that will interfere in the scraping process as you are going with whatever direction, trying to get it to work. That could also be a huge hiccup, because a lot of people are not necessarily, it's not talked about all that much to clean your edges on those. So when you clean your plate, wipe off your edges. When you are done stamping, before you go to the next image, clean your card as much as you possibly can. That's why I have these ones down. It gets a lot of it when you have scraped and it's still wet and you go like this, you can get a lot of it off. You don't have that buildup anymore. Next, I did a video that if you're confused about directions, it's a recent one fairly on there about how to, go. It's got lines and arrows on the picture. How you go approach the scraping and the stamping and all that neat stuff. That I've heard it said, I think Guyling 325 is one of the ones that said, how you put the polish down, go in the opposite direction. I don't know if that works, because I don't have a whole lot of options and I'm not paying attention, because for me, if it doesn't work one way, I just automatically go into the next steps. So I'm not thinking about it at the time to figure out which way I did it. So I'm not saying she's wrong. She's been a nail tech longer than I can count. So trust her advice. But at the same time, advice doesn't always work well for everybody. Somebody else might have something that's a better option for you. And if that's what works, I am happy for you to go try whatever you need to try to make it be fun. This should be fun. It shouldn't be aggravating. It shouldn't upset you. It should be zen. It should be your self-care moment. It should be peaceful and calming and all that fun stuff. So she said, how you put the polish, so if you put the polish down this way, then you should scrape this way. As an example, if you're putting the polish down this way, then you're scraping this way. I'm looking at the design of the image, and I also saw that Maniology was talking about at one time scraping corner to corner. So there's a lot of options. This one's going to be fun with how the things may or may not work. So let's try what we can do. Where's my cards? So I can show you some options. Polish. And here's, I don't know if that can be seen well. I'm just putting the regular amount of polish. I'm scraping one side so it doesn't drip. And so I went down. I'm going to take too long and let's hope it still works. So I went down, so let's go this way and see what we can get. There's my stamper. And it's just a very light roll. It's just a very, you're not, the ladies call it Hulk smash. And I'm not smashing. And most of the images are longer. If you want to go at the top, move things down a little bit farther so you get the tip. I just, do the parts that are left over and fill it up. And see, that's how quick and easy it's supposed to go. Let's try it the other way. I have my tape. I have my rollers. I have different options of things. We'll put that over there. For this other piece, we'll put that over there. Okay, and then let me get my cleanup. And what's happening is, at this point, as I'm going around with these flat rounds, you got it, because you see there's the polish kind of bubbling up. These little specks here coming off, that's the polish that the remover is kind of coming into contact with the cotton, and it's, hey, we got it clean. It's squeaky clean. Okay. So, should we try a different color? What do I have here? Oh, we'll try this one. This is a new one, and it's pretty. This is Shadow Veil. Now, this also has the glitters, and when you have polish that has additives, sparkles and glitters and shines, those will also get, you might think you got everything clean, but those pretties get lodged, which is why it is a good thing to put an extra layer of polish remover to the liquidy of it. Liquid. So we went sideways, so let's go down. I hope I did that right. Pour the liquid, see? And we got another pickup. That really simple and easy. So we'll move down just a little bit where you can see the edge. So, isn't that funny? How I didn't line it up, but you got both colors kind of doing some funky, eye illusions of things on there. So, clean up do as I suggest. Clean up along the ways. So after you're done using something that has the brain just, it's late in the day. Oh my gosh, my brain has fogged over. It's oh gosh. Do I need to go eat something? I did eat earlier. Do I need to put something else in me to not have the brain? Time for pumpkin seeds or something? Anyway, so I got that cleaned up, and I can see the sparkles. I don't know if it'll show up on here, but I can still see that there are sparkles on the plate. So yeah, you want to be real careful in the doing of that. Let's switch over to this one, because I don't know what image they were saying. Some image works one way, some images work the other way. They were getting it, not getting it. I don't have enough information to offer a solution. So if you're having difficulties, if you have either of these plates and it's just not working for you, let me know what you are having difficulties with, and be as detailed as possible of telling me what you have done, other than the basics. Yes, I cleaned everything, I took everything off, that kind of thing. You don't have to go into step by step, but describe for me what your non-results are. And you see, I'm brushing this along, and I'm getting, it was already cleaned, but I'm brushing it again. I'm showing you that sometimes, because you think you cleaned it, sometimes you didn't get it well enough to clean. I'll move that. I'll just put that there. Okay, so I don't know what image next to try. This one I know is going to be difficult for a lot of people because it's a line of lines. And here's my thing. Don't go up and down, holding on to it the normal lengthwise way. Turn this puppy sideways. And I'm going to say dot the polish on. Dot it into sections and then go with the line, the grain, so that it is all uniform. And then let's see what results we get. Oh, we got it. See? And the thing is, if you've got like what I just picked up, that corner, don't worry about that. Because on your nail, those little corner edges, if you're worried about getting everything on that, oh honey, you are causing yourself way too much stress. Because it's gonna, if you are lining things up, and this is the edge of your nail, unless you have some really wide real estate nails, it's not gonna matter, because it's gonna come undone. It's just not gonna be a part of what stamps. I mean, unless your nails are really, really huge, and even then, stamp from the other side. If your nails are wide enough that you're going to need to do two stamps, then cut it off. Use a piece of tape, and how you're going to isolate it off, the parts that didn't work out, and stamp again. What else was I going to share? I know that there was a time that I'm fairly intelligent. I pick up information, and all the time I'll be saying things, and Hubster's like, how do you remember all that? I just do. Studying for me is something that I do very, very intensely, very aggressively, I guess you could say, and things stick. And I take lots of notes, and I write down a lot of things during the lecture, and then I go back and reread things, and I go back and do my notes again. And sometimes, I'll just read something and it sticks and it's there and I'm good. But however, there was this option for me to apply for this job that was someone that knew Hubster and basically suggested, and it was one of these companies that uses those tests that you have to take where it's they ask you a question and then you have to answer I agree strongly or I disagree strongly, and then there's I agree or I disagree, or there's a neutral in the middle. So you have those 5 answers that are just irritating on. I don't know how to answer that. You're asking me something that is way abstract and way outside the line of having nothing to do with the job. But yet you have to answer like 300 questions. I mean, the application process takes you 15 minutes. Answering these tests, you're there for an hour. It's insane. I think companies do this because they're trying to psychologically profile you based on your answers. Just going off on a limb here. And they're doing it so they can weed out people that have a free thinking mind, that you can, question authority. They want people who are just drones that'll just do what they're told. And then you get staff that is incompetent beyond measure. Just my opinion, sorry. But, yeah. And I took that test 7 times. And then I happened to be at a friend's house. And, it was like, okay, I can retake the test. And was, oh, yeah, can I use your internet? Sure, no problem. And their 7-year-old son was in the living room going, what are you doing? And asking all kinds of questions. And I came to it and I went, okay, how do you think you would answer this question? Like, he's 7. He really doesn't understand, but okay. He gave me an answer, and I did that through the whole, I'm going to be honest, I took the answers from a 7-year-old, and I finally passed. That's where my opinion comes. Because up until this point, every time I went back in and go, okay, what's the results? And they're going, he's like, I think you're just overthinking this. I just think you're being too hard on yourself. You're just, take your answer and just, with what you first did. Oh my God, I chose different answers. There's only 5 options. I took that test 7 times and failed. I gave all kinds of variations of not overthinking it, but a 7-year-old passed. So back to my original opinion. Anyway, I digress. I tell you this story only because sometimes I think in the approach of this, you go, I want to get a perfect set of nails, and this is so easy to do that I'm going to open it up out of the box and I'm going to have beautiful nails. And you don't really think that there's like a mind-body skill, like riding a bike. You got to learn how to pedal and hold your balance. If you're driving a stick shift, you got to learn how to, maneuver the gears while you're changing, the handle of things. There's a lot going on into that. And sometimes I think people just get a little like, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm doing it wrong. And, just relax, take a deep breath, put on some Zen music or something calming, or listen to your books on, read out loud. Whatever it is that you need to do to watch to just kind of distract your over-eager ego brain, and just, open your bottle of polish. See, I have the bead of polish. I just wiped it off the bottom. And then we're going to apply this fully. That's what you need. You don't need gobs and gobs, but you don't need like this tiny microscopic amount. And that could be the other thing. Did you put enough polish? Because it's got to get down in those grooves. And then if you push too hard, you're going to get where it's going to scrape off in the wrong places. Don't push too hard. It's a light, hold it, and drag. It is not this, monster thing of things. So now we're going to, and we got it. Other than that drag part. And this is what I was talking about. I didn't quite get all of it. That's okay. You just take it off with your isolation options. You can use the new, if you got the subscription box, you can get your little tools out and do that. Line it up where you like. And there you go. And to be honest, this is a cute polish, but as a beginner plate use, if you're a newbie, it's a difficult polish to kind of get the hang of. Find something that is easier. If you're doing things like these ones with a lot of the negative space, this is, okay. The other thing, the angle of the scraper you're holding. You want what they say at a 45-degree angle. So here's the plate. Here is how you're doing it. You're just going to lightly skim off the top. If you are doing one of these ones, it's even less than that. It is just barely, because if you do too much, you're gonna do that indentation of things. These ones are great plates to get. They have the original one that has a square and circles and kind of other things. This one has clouds. It's very, very, very much recommended. I love those. These ones you can do to use as creating. I'll switch over really quick and show you. This one you can do, and I want to say, I think it's this one is the size of the image I need. But again, you've got your bubble, because you need a little bit more on this one because it's more negative space. So I didn't wipe it off at the bottom. And the only reason I wipe it off the bottom, I just don't want it to drip and things go. So again, we're just going to ever so slightly drag that across. And see, I did get a little too much where even just the weight of the holder of the scraper took off some of the edge, and I didn't get a full pickup. But you know what? I'm going to apply this, and then hey, guess what? I have extra that didn't fill, and we're just going to go over that. Don't stress. Use what you have. And we got it. But there's a very thin coat as a base. And then we're going to go back to our images here. And I'm trying to decide which level of hearts I want. Do I want these hearts or do I want these hearts? I think I'm going to go with these hearts. I'm going to do our red. Like I said, I've said this before. Amazon is, the evil empire that we hate that we have to use them. But in the case when you do, make your choices where you can to shop responsibly, and don't feel guilty about it. Do what you have to do for your family to get through more or less whatever it is that you need to do. But they sell the press-on tips that are really inexpensive, that you can, I don't have it sitting close anymore. But you can get the little, do I have any here? You can get ones like these that are clear. You can get these that are what they call swatch sticks. There's others. But it's basically, it's this without the edge. But they're the actual tips that you could glue on and wear. Some of them I've gotten are like when you put polish on it, it stinks so bad that there's no way I'm going to be able to put that on my nail and then have that smell be near my hands that goes near my face and my food. Nope. But they are great to practice with. And that's the thing. Pick a plate you are struggling with. Find something, because you can get these for under $10 for like $100. And just sit there with a polish that you don't like. Pick a color that's on a discount or something. And just go for sitting here and finding what works for you. You have to hunker in and find your fit. Dab it on. Do it whichever direction you want to go into, up, down, left, or right. Apply the polish. Scrape in a different direction. Scrape in the same direction. Move the plate. Turn the plate. Use a different polish. Find one that works for you. Because these ones, like I said, this one flows really well and works really great. I've had others, like this one in some, because they've got the glitters and the shimmers and things, in certain designs, you won't be able to get. And in these ones, I'm telling you that if, for like the ones that has these little teeny tiny words, where's my, these little teeny tiny words, you got to put more polish than you think you need. You have to put like a, not as much as a pea size, but you got to put a full, where the polish is totally on the brush, and dab that little puppy on there and then scrape ever so gently. And even then, even me was having a moment on a couple of them that I had to do double, where I had to, that one didn't work. Hey, that's what they make nail polish remover for. Buy it in bulk if you can. And just, and like I said, I get these, I want to say they're on the Amazon has subscribe and save. If you have an Amazon account, and this is not Amazon Prime, this is just, you just have a basic free account. You're not paying anything to get anything extra. You can still use the Amazon subscribe and save. You don't have to be a Prime member. If you go under the tab at the top where it says account, there's a drop down, and you go down to where it says subscribe and save. Click on that. It will then take you to where you can go shop, and you can buy everything from paper towels to, nail polish, whatever it is that you need, oils and to cook with, and herbs and spices, and you name it. That's kind of like where I get things that are heavy and easier to get shipped than it is to try and bring home. Needless to say, I get these, I want to say it's like $7 and change for like a couple hundred of these, and it comes with a pump bottle. It's not a great pump bottle. I use that for my makeup liquid stuff that, would be easier than pouring out. Find the things that work for you, and they also have the other styles of face rounds, cotton things that you can get it on something that you can afford the price. Be frugal. I'm never gonna sit here and go, hey, buy this because I think you're gonna like it, and it's like $100, unless it really matters. And there are some things out there that, yeah, it's a bit pricey, but it was the best purchase ever. But there you go. Get you the things that will work for you to make the process work for you. And then just pick a day where you have no interruptions, you have no places to go, you have no appointments. I know that's hard if you are a busy person working outside or inside the home, and you have other people that depend on you. But pencil it in on a regular basis, once a week, if that's what it needs. Speak with the people that are in your inner circle and say, hey, here's the responsibilities I take care of, but I need me time. And put it on the calendar. Talk with the people that are around you to find a way to get things that need to get done, so that you can have, I'm going to say 2 hours of time. Because if you only have 30 minutes, you're going to be frustrated. It's not enough time. An hour is still, in my opinion, not enough time. Mark out 2 hours so that you can feel okay, I got this. I have time to do what I came to do. Not, I have to rush to get it done. And if you need more time, mark off more time. If you have the ability that you can do this on a Sunday or a Saturday or a Thursday, whatever day of the week that works for you, where you just have an entire day. Pick that day and let everyone know, on this day, I'm not going to be available, and you can text, but I'm not going to respond. You can call and leave a message, but I'm not going to respond. This is a me day. I'm working on stuff, and so please don't disturb. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb if you need to. Okay, if it's an emergency, Do Not Disturb will allow a call to go through if they call you 3 times, right after another. If they hang up and call back, it will eventually go through if it's an emergency. Or they'll show up on your door and bang really loudly. Or they'll send someone to bang on your door really loudly. I'm just saying, find the self-care time to do what you need to do to take care of you, because, oh my gosh, sleep is vital. You will lose weight without having to do any of these fad, crazy things if you just get 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Even if you do get interrupted and you have to get up and toddle off to the family room to go tinkle, still, getting enough sleep will help your weight problem. It will help your mood and stabilize other problems. It will help your body repair things that are, owie boo-boos. Sleep is vital. Nutrition is vital. Learn the foods that are good for you, and, what's not good for you, like artificial sweeteners, are really bad. And I understand if you're, trying to be healthy, and I understand that to some degree diabetics have to do things that are sugar-free. No, I'm saying no. In my understanding, the artificial sweeteners tricks your brain into thinking it's going to get something sweet, and when it doesn't, then it goes, hey, where'd that sweet thing go? You promised me, because I tasted sweet. I know it was there, but we're not getting the thing that we need to do with it. And so then it will bypass all willpower that you have, and it will make you eat something sweet. It will, until you're eating to the countertop and then you keep going. It will sabotage everything you're trying to do. So if you want something sweet, go take one bite. Go take one little nibble. Do something to indulge and really experience and feel that one indulgence, and then put the rest away. Save it for the next time you have that momentary, I need something. Dark chocolate without any sugar in it. I know some people think it's bitter. Some people don't like it. I've always loved it. I'm the odd duck. But it's really good for you in small amounts. There's things in that. The Aztec cocoa, where it's got spices and cinnamon and the dark chocolate, and it's liquidy, it's not cream, has healing powers. Find these things that work for you and take care of you, and then use this to take care of you, so that you can just do your zen. You have to find what gives you peace and solace, because the world is hard. The world is not, it's not kind. It's not going to love you out there. And then when you go out there and you have to battle all that, and then you come home and have to deal with whatever else you have to deal with, you got to recharge those batteries somehow. And if you don't take care of you, nobody else will. So take the care of you, because like the airline says, if the cabin loses pressure and there's no oxygen, you got to put your mask on, because if you pass out, you're no good to anybody else. I know you care about your children or whoever's traveling with you that might need your help. You can't help them if you're not able to breathe first. And that 5 seconds that it takes for you to put your mask on, they'll be fine. Then you can help them. You can't help other people if you don't have it in you. And if you're helping people and you don't have it in you, you're running on fumes. Eventually your body's going to break down, like mine, and you won't be able to function. So I say this out of experience and understanding, and a lot of stuff that I had to go through to get to the point where I understood I needed therapy to get away from the toxic people and places and things that were just killing my soul. Find your tribe, find your peoples. You do not owe anything to the peoples that are haters. Just let them be part of that Misery Loves Company club and ignore them. Now, granted, sometimes you can't divorce certain people because they're part of your family. But don't let them recruit you, because they're always recruiting. Miserable people will always try to spread misery so they can have company. You gotta either explain to them that they're searching for misery and recruiting, and maybe they might be better off if they found some happiness. And I know that if you're in that place and it's hard to do, focus on one little thing. That first sip of coffee, the sunrise or the sunset, that first taste of your food. Focus on everything, just even your breath. Just focus on, I'm breathing in and out for 1 minute of every day. And then find one more thing to add to the list to be appreciative and grateful for. And eventually you will figure out you're happy and not miserable. Anyway, I know you are out there being the best human you could possibly be. Times are only going to get more complicated as the world is going through so many changes. Just be mindful that it's going to be okay. I know it will be at some point. It will be okay. We will get through this. There's that phrase, and this too shall pass. Well, it's happened for thousands of hundreds of decades of years on the planet that we've all existed, and will still continue to exist. Love doesn't end. It can't be destroyed. It just changes form. So just focus on the fact that there's love in the world, and you need to love you first. Love you, yourself, and who you are, becoming the person you want to be, and then share that love with the other people, and we'll be okay. I hope this video helped. I hope the explanations helped. If they didn't, leave me comments of what did or did not help. And if you need something more on that, let me know what you need. And I will try and add to that to explain better, clearly. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Please be kind, and I'll see you soon.